Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Now that my two obligatory informative videos are done for the day, it's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. And apparently Jerry Ward went on vacation with his wife Erin, and we're joined here by the Cocoa Puff. Hey everybody, it's Jerry Ward here, and I wanted to let you know that it's really important to take multivitamins when you go on vacation because my diet is so good and so perfect that I have to take a multivitamin, and it's about consistency. Get the hell off me. Nova, stop it. Sit. Good boy. Sit. All right, sorry. Nova starts chasing the Cocoa Puff every time I throw it. He's just looking at me. It's okay, baby. It's okay. Good boy. It's okay. Daddy's not mad at you. Be a good boy. All right. But back to the point. We got Jerry Ward here. He goes on vacation, and he wants to start talking about nutrition and consistency and everything else. And I thought some of it was amusing. I watched a good chunk of the video. But one of the funny things, he goes and he tries to work out. Tries to work out in this silly little gym. And I'm going to give you a pro tip, Jerry. Why don't you just do what I do? When you go on vacation anywhere, when I leave home, I go anywhere, take one of those portable pull-up bars with you and some bands and stuff to do some shoulder work and everything. You can do some light work with bands, and you can do 9, 10, 12 pull-ups. Oh, wait, you can't do pull-ups. You're not actually strong enough to do pull-ups. In fact, he tore his lat on machine-assisted pull-ups. What I think is interesting is that he tries to blame the age thing. That's what always cracks me up. What is it he does? Well, it's because I'm older and beat up, and it's like, we're the same age, by the way. What happens? He tries to do a machine-assisted pull-up for the full range of motion for the first time he's probably ever done a full range of motion back exercise, and he tears his lat, right? And we're the same age. Then what else happened? The first time he tries to bench press, even with doesn't even touch his chest, can't even reach his chest, tries to bench press 315, weighing over 200 pounds on gear with decades of training, tries to bench 315, he tears both of his teddies. Tears both of them. Has to have surgery to repair one. What else is it that he says? Oh, guys, when you get older, you can't run around and squat heavy. Once you get into your 40s, guys just can't keep doing stuff like 400 and 500 pound squats. Yeah, okay, Jerry. It might be time for you to consider the fact that you maybe don't know how to train, that maybe you don't know what you're doing, because we're the same age and you're running around busted up and hurt all the time. All the time. All the time. And it's not even like you have other factors going on. It's not like, you're dealing with something else external that's affecting your training that has nothing to do with your fitness lifestyle that's causing the injuries, because that does happen. When we get hurt, it's usually external factors if we know how to program correctly. Like for me, I did pull an erector earlier this year that I rehabbed it myself back to training hard, but there were external factors that contributed to that, right? I mean, you're getting actual tears. And then that's the ridiculous part. He goes on vacation and he doesn't even bother to think, well, maybe I should bring some stuff with me. And it's not like you're going to get a good training session in one of those silly-ass gyms anyways. I mean, if you're a serious lifter, there's no way you're even getting a deload training in there. I'm going to say just go find something else to do. Here's what I would say as far as consistency goes when you go on vacation. Because you do want to do something, bring a pull-up bar with you. Bring some bands, right? If you're doing 20, 30 pull-ups every single day when you're on vacation, your upper body is going to stay fine. If you're worried about lower body and you don't have access to a rack, go find something heavy to pick up. I can promise you out there at Cancun and climbing up these pyramids and stuff that I'm sure he can go find a 200 or 300 pound rock somewhere on the ground that you can walk over, straddle it, and deadlift it off the ground for a few reps. Right? You can find something big and heavy to pick up that you can get some sort of awkward deadlift in. You can find a pull-up bar. Hell, you might even be able to find something you can grab and press over your head. Go, there might be a 50 or 100 pound log laying around somewhere. Hoist that up in the air and press it over your head. Right? You can find things to do. In fact, if there was this old book called Dinosaur Training, which would probably be pretty useful for people out on vacation. This isn't that hard. You don't need silly ass machines. It's not like you're going to get strong or jacked on machines anyways if you're not blasting gear. They're a waste of time. Silly ass shit. But we come back over to this other point. Let's talk about the supplements and consistency. He always talks about how great his diet is, but then he needs all of these supplements. You need a multivitamin. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say if you need a multivitamin, your diet probably sucks. And I'm not saying there aren't a few supplements that can contribute to performance, muscle growth, and things like that. But do you need them on vacation? I mean, if you think about it, if you're out there in the sun, you don't even need your vitamin D3. That's one of the few things I take. I take like what, D3. I take some magnesium. I take creatine. But those aren't really for health. They're not about dietary balance. They're purely about muscle volume and muscle protein synthesis. That's it. It's purely performance related. So you've really got to wonder what the hell's going on with his diet that he needs a multivitamin. He needs all these supplements and he wants to take them on vacation. I mean, you talk about a guy who's making his living selling supplements. Talk about supplement shills. There you go. You got Jerry who's telling everybody, oh, yeah, I take my multivitamins with me on vacation. I have to have this pre-workout. It's like, seriously? You need to take this. You're so addicted to your pre-workout. What do you call it? It's like Primaten or something. I don't even know. I don't know what this stuff is. I think he called it Primaten. Do you need this stuff? In order to go goof off with some light dumbbells and cables, you need your pre-workout that bad to go do that? It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Again, what I always tell you guys, pre-workouts, they make you a drug addict. Pre-workouts is a drug addict mentality that you have to have these stimulants and stuff in your body to get a good training session. And the research says they don't even work. That's what the research says. And you got him, he has to take it with him on vacation. He has to have a pre-workout to go goof off in a silly hotel gym to play with some 10-pound dumbbells and a busted cable station. You need a pre-workout for that, and he needs for it to kick in. Damn. Absurdity. What I also thought was interesting, he did talk about eggs and chemicals. It's like, he's saying he was out there with Casey Mitchell, and we were over abroad, and the first time we saw these orange egg yolks, we were like, what the hell? You don't see this in America. And it's like, yeah, you actually do, Jerry. I've raised chickens before. And when you have chickens that actually just eat bugs and grass, it's not because of chemicals. It's because the chickens aren't getting fresh insects and stuff. They're not out scavenging. When you have chickens that actually roam around outside, because I used to run my family peach orchard and help my dad with it. I used to run his peach orchard for him, and we had 20 or so free range chickens, right? And they go out there and they roam the peach orchard, they kill bugs and eat grasshoppers and grub worms and everything else. They are out there scavenging all day, eating that stuff. They have bright orange yolks, right? You have bright orange yolks. Not even what you had there. Those weren't that bright. That's normal. That's just what free range chicken yolks look like. Perfectly normal. Anyone who's ever lived in the country who has chickens that roam at all knows what this is. This is normal in America. The only reason you're getting those yellow egg yolks has nothing to do with all the chemicals the chickens are being fed. It's because they're factory farm chickens. They're being kept in a big chicken coop, with a roof over it, and they're in little bitty cages just laying, right? It's not the chemicals. It's the fact that they're not out eating bugs and fresh food. They're being given feed. And it's not even that it's that bad in nutrition. Actually, even those eggs, the nutrition value is actually pretty good on them. What you're not getting as much omega-3s, and you're not getting as much beta-carotene. It's that the beta-carotene in there that makes it orange, right? It's vitamin A. And, again, not saying that the orange ones aren't better, because they are, but it's just has to do with less total vitamins in it. And they're perfectly normal in America. And you can tell that he's a city person. He's lived in a city his entire life. And anyone who doesn't know this, you can tell that they're a city person. And that's okay, because most of you out there are, but that's actually what's going on. All free range chicken yolks look like that. And if it doesn't, it's not actually free range. It might have some label free range, but that's not a chicken that roamed out eating bugs and stuff, right? That's the difference going on there. I thought that was interesting that he didn't know that. This is someone who, again, seems to pride himself on knowing a lot about foods, particularly like the grass-fed and organic stuff and everything else. And I'm surprised that he doesn't actually know what causes that, and that he's never had the orange yolks before. Just go out to your nearest farmers who have chickens that roam around and buy some of their eggs, and you're going to get the orange ones. It's not about chemicals. Again, it's just, I think it's interesting. Jerry doesn't even seem to know. Should be common knowledge for anyone who's in the fitness world, who's talking about health and everything else, or has experience with all these different foods. I'm surprised. And it makes me question how many people here in YouTube fitness actually really know anything about food and its origins, or what, the difference between a free range egg, what's actually going on here. Maybe that knowledge is rare. Maybe we do need more people talking about that stuff. Maybe I'll start doing free range chickens again when I get out of the city, start my own ranch. It might be something I need to go ahead and do. So I'll start working towards that, right? Raise my grass-fed bison, and some free-range chickens, some free-range goats, barbecued cabrito, right? Might be something I need to do. Because again, maybe people don't know this stuff. And that's kind of, I know we're getting off into a side tangent there, because I just like to talk when I get into these videos. But that was one of the things that I thought was interesting, that he thought it had something to do with chemicals or being outside of America. When it's like, no, it's just because you're consuming factory farm chickens that aren't out in the sun eating bugs all day, right? That's the difference. That's the difference of what's going on there. Which is hard to do on a wide scale, right? If you're going to produce 1,000,000 eggs a day, best of luck pulling that off. But, when you only have 20 or 30 chickens and you're only, producing 100 eggs a week, not as big of a deal, particularly if you already have a farm and other stuff going on there. So that's usually what you find down at the local level. People who raise their own chickens and their chickens roam around and do this stuff, you get orange egg yolks. It's normal, perfectly normal. And it, again, is not to do with chemicals. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.